Hey, folks, there have been a lot of people asking me the same question. A lot of safety concerns going on for the church these days, and rightly so. There's been a lot of incidents where it has become an issue. And so I wanted to pop on here and give you a quick tip, a place to start. For a lot of you, you have no idea where to even begin. Conduct a security risk assessment at your church. Sometimes it's called a threat assessment, and it's really simple. Just do a walkthrough. Start with that. Walk through the facility that you serve in and that you attend on Sunday morning, and look at it through this lens of two things, okay? One, proactive measures, and then reactive measures. With proactive measures, we want to start from the outside of the building, and we kind of work our way into the building. We want to look at the doors and the windows and the entry points to it, make sure that if it's supposed to lock, it locks. If it's supposed to open, it opens. If it's supposed to stay shut, it stays shut. Then we want to move inside the building to the proactive measures inside of cameras. Make sure that they're good picture quality, that they're not grainy, and that you can actually make out people and faces and that kind of thing with it. Make sure that it's being recorded and the data is being stored on a server of some kind that'll last for at least up to 30 days of data. You want to make sure that there's no blind spots with those cameras and that kind of thing. And then you want to make sure that you have some sort of armed security personnel on hand. And I know a lot of y'all, that's a controversial issue. I'm not saying to use somebody that like me, is just a concealed carry weapons permit holder. I would always recommend utilizing active duty law enforcement. That means somebody who's actively serving as a police officer at the local precinct, either a sheriff or something like that. They have way more protections with the law, way greater training, and they have the ability, the legal authority to effect an arrest should something crazy happen while you're at church. Now, the last level of this is your reactive measures. This is where your planning comes into place, okay? A lot of you are like, man, planning, where do I even begin? A great place to start is to just use what's known as principled planning. How do you want people to handle conflict and resolution? And I always say that telling them principles to use, like de-escalation, protecting the women and children, and getting law enforcement involved, those are great principles to teach your people, to allow them flexibility and nuance for any kind of situation or scenario they might face. And then lastly, this gets way overlooked by just about everybody because the emphasis is heavy on security. You need to make sure that all of the safety equipment on hand there is up to date and up to code and ready to be used. Check your fire extinguishers, look at that first aid kit and that stop the bleed kit, make sure everything's up to date and ready to be used, and ask to see if staff and volunteer personnel are Red Cross certified and trained and ready to go in those areas. Guys, I love you. I want you to stay alert, stay alive. The beast is out there. And as always, I'm Paul, and I love Jesus.